Allowed display, city parks. Want to take that one? John?
I guess as we brought up in the work session, there was a request from a resident to put a display up in a city park. Currently, there is a display in Labor Day Park by the Lindbergh Lions in March of 2015. They requested to the city council to put up that display. They were given the time frame of November 15th to February 1st to put up that display. And they were the only demands that were placed on them were they were going to do everything at their time and their expense to put it up. And they connected to city electricity to do so, or the city's meter, so they're paying the cost for the electricity to run the lights on that display. So in fairness to the resident, one of the options that we were talking about was to allow them to work with staff to find a place of similar size and location in a city park to put up that display. There's been no specifics as to what is the design is that is going on with the size requirements, but as staff, we will fulfill the wish of the council to do so. The other options being, if we do not, if we don't want to erect the city display, that we should probably consider asking the Lindbergh Lions to remove their display probably earlier than the time frame that they were given, and then continue moving forward that no city properties would not be able to be putting up displays from other individuals or groups. This is kind of in line along with our sign ordinance. The Supreme Court has spoken. Things that the city can regulate shall not be regulating the speech of anyone. So if we're going to allow it for one group, not setting sort of criteria upon what they're doing, we do it for others. So.
Well, we can't set the criteria for what we don't. So.
Other than location, time, and size. Nothing in terms of that.
What's the wish of the council?
It was stated that it's kind of late to put it up this year already, and it seems kind of late. I want it to be a knee-jerk reaction. I guess I'd like us to wait a while to really think what we want to do and decide before next year when it's possible to put something up. Or decide if we want anything up. I don't like threats of intimidation to try and get your way.
We also have a situation where we've heard our attorney say that it would be nearly impossible to maintain a fair system if we were to go into something like this. And so it may be wiser just to leave it alone, just don't get into that area at all. And our February 1st idea of just cutting it off is not a bad one.
Mr. President, I would say we need to address the residents' request. I see it as a twofold. Address the residents' request and then decide what we're going to do about it for the future. And I don't know if that's the part of the direction Mr. Hercock was going, but I'm good either way with what the decision is for what we're going to do from here on in. So if we need to have two of them, both of those issues addressed in one motion, I'm fine with that. If we want to put them in two motions, I'm fine with that. If we want to wait with the second one on whether we're going to make this, say this is it. I know that's not extremely helpful.
Well, I think we need to address the residents' concern, since we did already authorize or give permission for the Lions to sit theirs up. And I think the other thing we need to talk about is the time. When we want them to take it down. And I think if we can settle that tonight and then put off until the next meeting, whatever, what we want to do in the future, that would give us some time to think about that. Brad, what you're thinking about there. But I think the important thing that we to do is to decide whether or not we're gonna let, somebody else put a sign up from now until February 10th or whatever it is that we want to set.
So does somebody want to make a motion?
I'll take a shot at it. Because nobody seems to be pushing me out of the way to get at my microphone. I would make a motion that we work with the resident that has requested and any other residents that request for a display. And I would ask that staff work with any resident that asks for this and promptly and to address this and to come up with, like John said, the similar location, similar amount of property, and that we have the date as February 1st, the same that we had agreed with the Lions.
I'll second that.
So a motion by Mayor Zolka and a second by Councilman Gushik to direct staff to work with residents on displays in city parks.
Is there a limit on the number of them, or could there be 100?
We've got 100 people come in, we'll have to find 100 parks.
Till we run out of room.
Yeah, the degree or the potential of problems with this sort of thing is pretty great. And I guess my opinion is that we should just leave them.
Unfortunately, I don't think we can leave it alone and be legal. That's the problem.
I agree. I believe recommendation from our city attorney is that we handle this. And I agree, it needs to be taken care of.
Seems to me options are grant this or tell the Lions to remove their stuff.
Correct.
I agree. Any other discussion? Tony, you see any issues with that one?
No, I don't.
Tony, just to run this by you, and I don't want to contradict my motion, but could we have possibly said that after we handle this resident, that we can pass something that as of after tonight, we would not grant any? Or is that, should we just leave?
No,
well enough alone?
You can do it either way. You can say, we're gonna grant this one, and that's, we're stopping after this, we're not gonna grant any more. And now we're just gonna deal with the pending requests and set deadlines for that. You can certainly do that.
But then we might get some residents who,
Have no notice of it. And you could set it, any displays, pending requests for displays have to be out by the February 1st deadline, because that's consistent with the Lions. But you won't take any more applications, starting the new year. At least then, people have a little bit of notice to determine, do they want to make a quick request, don't they? The start of the year is always kind of a natural cutoff point that still allows at least a little bit of notice that this is being phased out. So that's, I know you could modify the motion and say, we're not going to grant any more requests for these displays after January 1.
Moving forward.
Or after, I guess, December 31st, midnight December 31st, moving forward, right?
I would recommend closing business day December 1st.
Okay.
So,
Right.
because with the holiday, we're closed on the 1st. When somebody, there's an expectation that if a request came in after 5 p.m. on Thursday, that
You're closed on New Year's Eve, so actually it should be January.
Yeah, that's why I said
January
close
30th,
the business day.
Or whatever it is, okay.
With that amendment, that would mean, as of that time, there would be no further displays on city property.
It would be, you couldn't come in and make a request
Okay.
to put a display on And then the existing display, as you've indicated, would need to be off by February 1st.
Or you can amend that to December 31st too, or January 10th.
I think we have the agreement with the Lions that it's till February 1st, and I think in fairness, we stay consistent, that's just my opinion. But I would be willing, if my second would be willing, I would be willing to amend that to take no further applications after the timeline you guys discussed. Was that end of day?
December 31st at noon,
You have business December 30th.
December 30th?
December 30th, okay. So December 31st at,
Noon.
okay.
That's what I said.
That's what I thought I heard.
That's what I thought I was seconding.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, what is the question?
Question is to allow staff to work with residents to put the display in City Park and to take no further applications or any other request as of December 31st at noon, and all displays be removed by February 1st of 2016. Questions? All in favor? Say aye. Opposed, same sign?
Aye.
Aye.
Kirkhoff, no,
And Zildjian, no.
Liljegren?
Or no, Zildjian, boy, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Announcements or city council reports on authorities, boards, bureaus, or do we want further action on your displays, or we're good there? City council reports? Anyone? Announcements, planning commission public hearing, December 14th, 2015, here at City Hall. Variance addition to building Assembly of God on Haven Road. Anything from staff? Hearing none, 9:37 will be adjourned.
Well, I'm not gonna have my article up on my highway.
So do you want to come in?
I was just gonna ask which staff I talked to. You the lucky one?
I'll get the research about where in city parks are equivalent in size to what Lindbergh is for the square footage. Provide you maps and aerials of what those sizes are.
Your eyes terrible.
Do you want that much area, or do you need a smaller area?